अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। हरे कृष्ण। So, we welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So we are discussing from chapter 2 and verse number verse number 64 we discussed last time. Verse number 64 we discussed already. वापस इधर आ गए। 64 राग द्वेष विमुक्तैस्तु विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवशैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति. But a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. So, this verse we already discussed how a person uh, requires to control his senses by following the principles, regulatory principles of devotional service, and in this way, such a person becomes eligible for receiving the mercy of the complete mercy of the Lord. And when one receives the complete mercy of the Lord, what happens? That is being explained in today's verse number 65. प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्य उपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्यासु बुद्धि पर्यवतिष्ठते. For one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established. Prasade, for one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness. Prasade means on achieving the causeless mercy of the Lord. Then Sarva Dukkhana, the person becomes free from all material miseries. Hani, Sarva Dukkhanam Hani, the destruction of all material miseries. So till the time a person is not freed from all material miserable situation, all material miseries, and that means one has not yet achieved complete mercy of the Lord. And that means, according to previous verse, one is still not completely freed from rag and dvesha, all kinds of material attachments and aversion. So that means one still requires to be very intense and very strictly with determination and enthusiasm. One requires to follow the regulative principles of devotional service. Uh, so that is explained here. So, but when one achieves complete mercy of the Lord, his sarva dukkhanam hanir, all his miseries are destroyed. Asya upajayate. So, first thing is He becomes freed from all material miseries, and Pujayate is, takes place Prasanna Chetashu, of the happy-minded, Asu, very soon, Buddhi Pariya Upatisthate. So, very soon, such a happily situated, Prasanna Chetasa, happy-minded, whose consciousness or mind is full of bliss, joy, because as soon as one becomes freed from all material miseries, uh, one is situated in a joyful state. So this is the test of advancement in Krishna consciousness. To the degree one makes a spiritual advancement, to that degree the person becomes joyfully situated. Even though apparently there may be bodily inconveniences and disturbances externally, but internally he is fixed in consciousness, joyful consciousness. That is the meaning of Prasanna Cheta. So this is the test of real spiritual advancement. But what is this joyfulness? It means joyfulness doesn't mean that one in this material world, when a conditioned soul gets the opportunity for sense gratification or material facilities, so that kind of joyfulness is not being mentioned here. Sannachetas are happy-minded. When this material world, a person gets the opportunity for sense gratification, very nice material facilities, good name and fame, onslaught of money, and there is ample opportunity for sense gratification. So in that situation also, it appears that the person is actually joyful, but that joyfulness is just external show bottle joyfulness. That is just externally exhibited on account of getting the opportunities for sense gratification. But in real terms, that is not actually joyfulness. A truly spiritually advanced person can understand very well that materialist, when they show such joyful conditions, that is actually their hankering for sense gratification. That is not actually joyfulness. That is hankering. Hankering means there is burning sensation within the heart to enjoy material facilities, to enjoy sense gratification, to enjoy name and fame, and this burning sensation within the heart to enjoy sense gratification increases his desires more and more to acquire more and more material facilities, to acquire more and more name and fame, more and more wealth, more and more means opportunities for sense gratification. He is not at all satisfied. But this is not actual joyfulness, but the joyfulness which one receives after obtaining the complete mercy of the Lord, which is being mentioned here by Lord Krishna himself. It is quite different joyfulness state. This joyfulness state of consciousness is achieved when one's heart is completely freed from all material contamination, all lusty desires, and his heart becomes as clear as clear water. Just like if you go to Gangotri, Himalayas, so where the mother Ganges originate. So there, if you take the water of Ganges water, it is so very nice, very clear, and very pure water. So similarly, heart of a pure devotee becomes that much pure and clear, like pure water. It's very pleasing, soothing, and that is actual joyfulness state. Prasanna Chetasa. Uh, his heart is completely Santa. Shanta means no material hankering, in spite of all poverty condition. What is the proof? The proof is that when a materialistic person he experiences so-called joyfulness in this material world, so his joyfulness situation is dependent upon external facilities. because as soon as he loses his external facilities because of which is experiencing joyfulness. So if he loses those facilities for sense gratification, immediately he becomes morose. Uh, that is seen so many times. We find somebody who acquires a lot of wealth becomes very joyful. Uh, but the next moment, when he loses money, then he becomes very morose also. That means his joy, so-called joyfulness state was not actual state of joyfulness. That was just a triggering of materialistic desires, hankering to satisfy the senses. But joyful state of a pure devotee is independent of his material external situation. Just like very famous devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his name was Kola Sridhar. So this Kola Sridhar, he was living in such a poverty condition that even the poverty personified comes near him. Uh, he will also become ashamed of seeing his poverty condition. He was living in such a poverty condition. He had no only a single piece of cloth, and that was tied up at 10 to 12 places. It was so worn out, and he had only one single container, uh, iron pot, and he had only one small, uh, means a small house, a small room, which was completely, means that living condition was not at all favorable for any human being to live. So in such a poverty condition he used to live, and he was some or other he was doing small business of selling banana leaves and items made of banana leaves. So after selling all those things, whatever income, which was very minimum already, 50% of those income he used to spend it for the worship of Mother Ganges. Such a big sacrifice. And sometimes, some days he even he did not get enough food to eat. Sometimes only single meal, sometimes no meal. Uh, but he was such a great devotee. He constantly chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and he was perfectly situated in complete joyful state. Um, And when in Mahaprakash Lila, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called him and he came to know, understand that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the same Supreme Lord Krishna himself, Mahaprabhu showed him his opulence, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very pleased with his devotional service, and he asked him that, my dear Kulavisha Sridhar, I am very much pleased with your attitude of devotion for me. So you can ask me whatever benediction you want. I can give you anything. If you want Ashtasiddhis, I will give you all the siddhis without undergoing any penances, austerities, yoga. You don't have to do anything. I will give you freely. Uh, and if you want to become king over earthly planet, I will make you immediately king. And if you want to become Indra, demigod, I will give you. If you want entire Brahmanda, I will give you. You ask whatever benediction you want. And so Kulavesha Sridhar completely denied. He said, no, my dear Lord, I do not want anything. I am simply satisfied by taking shelter of your lotus feet and serving you and chanting your holy name. I do not require anything. Just imagine. If he was not actually situated in a complete joyful state, how can he deny such opportunities? Can any one of us yeah, deny such golden opportunity? Mahaprabhu is coming and saying, I can give you anything. And he was not just lying. He showed his opulences, that he is the Supreme Personality of God, that he can do anything. And Mahaprabhu didn't give him alternative. Mahaprabhu said that you can remain my eternal servant, serving me. You will get my prema, love, complete love and devotion, my shelter of my lotus feet. You are my eternal servant, eternal devotee. But along with this, you can ask some benediction also. Means you will remain a pure devotee to my lotus feet, and along with this, you can get whatever benediction you want. But he completely denied. He said, "No, my dear Lord, I do not want anything. It's all just simply distraction." So, even to the point when Mahaprabhu was testing him, and not exactly testing, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to glorify Kulavisha Sridhar's exalted position. That's why he was testing him. When the Supreme Lord tests his pure devotees, the purpose is to glorify them and to magnify their exalted position. But when sadhakas, conditioned souls who are practicing devotional service, when we are tested, so that is for the purpose of making us spiritually advanced in devotional service to Krishna. Uh, and when non-devotees are tested, so that is not actually test from the Lord, that is their karma. Because of their karma, the Supreme Lord is not never directly involved in the life of non-devotees. Maya, Durga Devi is involved, but in the life of sadhakas and pure devotees, there is direct involvement of the Supreme Lord, Krishna. So Mahaprabhu said this. Then finally Mahaprabhu said, "My dear Kolavecha Sridhar, I am very pleased. So I want that you should not remain in poverty. I want to make you a king." Mahaprabhu said this. This is my desire. I want. You don't want, that's all right. First of all, he asked that whatever you want, you ask. I'll give you everything. But he said, no, I don't want anything. So Mahaprabhu said, okay, you don't want, that's all right. But I want you to make king. Now you should become. So still he denied. He said, no. Uh, Kola vecha bale moi kichu na chan. He said like this. My dear Lord, I do not want anything. Uh, so then what do you want? He said, I simply want that same Brahmana who used to come to this my shop and bargain with me uh, and fight with me, argued with me for hours and hours together. And in this way, who means what you say, who fought with me, who tried to make fun, joke with me, that say, let my unflinching, unconditional, uninterrupted devotion to his lotus feet remain birth after birth. This is what I want. He said like this. Who is that Brahmana? The Mahaprabhu is the same Brahmana. He said, I want that Brahmana, the devotion to the lotus feet of that Brahmana who used to come daily to my shop and who argued with me in many ways, who fought with me and who used to uh, uh, उसको क्या बोलते हैं make fun with me. Uh, my devotion to his lotus feet remained birth after birth. This is what he demanded, asked, but Prahlad Maharaj also asked this. So, this is called real joyful state. This is joyfulness. Uh, so, this joyful state is desirable. How many of you want to have such kind of attitude and devotion for the Lord? So, this is very wonderful. If somebody can get such kind of devotional attitude for Krishna, then his life becomes completely successful. There's no hankering within his heart. He is eternally situated in joyfulness. So this is what is Lord Krishna is mentioning here. When one is situated in transcendental platform and receives the complete mercy of the Lord, so immediately all his dukkha, miseries, miserable situations are gone, and he is situated in prasanna chetaso hi asu, prasanna chetasa, and asu buddhi. Asu means very soon. He develops such fine intelligence. Paryavitisthate. Paryavitisthate means he becomes sufficiently intelligent. That means he is never affected by temptations or maya of this material world, and he is completely fixed up in the service of the lotus feet of Krishna, as just like a lotus flower, even though situated within mud, but is still unaffected by the mud. So such is the situation of a devotee who receives the complete mercy of the Lord, or real mercy of the Lord, and how one achieves this we discussed in previous two verses. So इसका तात्पर्य नहीं है. Uh, no, okay. There's no purpose in this verse. So next, then this verse. On the other hand, now Krishna spoke very elaborately about the symptoms of those who are very nicely connected with him in transcendental devotional service. But from next verse onwards, text number 66, Krishna will explain if what happens to those who are not connected with him and who do not take to devotional service of the Lord, and those who are not situated in transcendental platform. What happens to them? And this is a very important verse. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya. In the previous verse, Krishna said, which is of course connected from last 4 5 verses, that one who has proper connection with the Supreme Lord, his buddhi is paryavatishtate. He has transcendental, fine, refined intelligence, pure intelligence, sufficient intelligence. But a person, on the other hand, who is ayukta means who has no connection with the Supreme Lord, nasti buddhi. He has no intelligence. Nasti buddhirayuktasya, nachayuktasya bhavana, nacha bhavyatah santi, asantasya kutah sukham. So this verse we'll discuss tomorrow. So we'll take question and answer. If you have some questions, you can ask. We have almost 15 minutes. Hare Krishna. Yes, any question?